Tell me something new. Hello, my wonderful friends, and welcome to another edition of the Nintendo News Roundup. I am pleased to report that I have made some acoustic enhancements to my mobile studio. I put a blanket on the dashboard, so maybe that's working out pretty all right. We'll see. On with the news, though. Nintendo has outlined its Black Friday deals. They are modest, as always. Nintendo has never been one to really go crazy on the whole Black Friday thing. This has worked against them in times when they were doing less good and they could have used a little more competition. But in times like these, the Switch is selling very well. They don't need to be aggressive at all. So we've got the same bundle as, I believe, all previous Black Fridays. It's the Mario Kart bundle. It's basically $299.99 for the Switch itself, but then you get Mario Kart for free, so there's a little thing. And then this time, actually, I don't remember if it was this way last year, but 3 months of free NSO. It's all right. And then a number of games will be discounted by like $20 each. It's some of them, not all of them, not some of the bigger ones. Yeah, pretty darn modest, but you know, whatever, it's gonna sell anyway, so why would they need to be that aggressive about the pricing for Black Friday? They don't need to convince anybody to get a Switch. Part of me wonders if they should. I mean, like, it is a little boring that it's always the Mario Kart bundle. Well, at least this time it's not gonna be the old SKU. That's what they did last time, the old models without the new chips. So at least this is the new updated one, so that's nice. Yeah, it's a little boring, it's a little predictable, but at the same time, it's Mario Kart. It's the best possible pack-in game pretty much ever, so yeah, can't blame them. More sales data coming in for the Switch, and it's all starting to sound the same at this point. Switch is selling better than anything ever, breaking records all over the place. Q3 2020, the Switch sold more units than any console has in a Q3 of any year since the DS in 2009. Furthermore, in the US, this previous October was the Switch's best October yet. Again, not super surprising. All these records and stuff by now. It's the best whatever out of whatever. It's the best whatever since whatever. Tell me something new. So Pokemon Unite is that game that's coming to Switch and mobile. And in a recent Q&A, someone asked President Furukawa if cross-platform play was something that they were considering for other titles. He confirmed that it was not really something that the company is planning on doing a whole lot. It seemed to work specifically in this case, but it's not really something Nintendo wants to get into, which obviously makes perfect sense because cross-platform games in general is not really a thing Nintendo is doing. They're not putting a bunch of games on mobile and then the identical games on the Switch, so that does make a lot of sense. Still not a lot of word on how Pikmin 3 Deluxe is doing in the US, but in Japan it continues to do pretty darn well. It was at the top of the charts this week. Not a massive number by any means, but it's great to see that it's at least doing pretty well in the region. Still waiting to hear how it's doing in the US and everywhere else. I don't normally track sales data for like every major title that comes out, but obviously this is Pikmin. This is my roundup, so I'm gonna follow these Pikmin sales numbers for as long as I can. Nintendo released a video outlining what would be going into the November update for Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it's pretty basic. I kind of expected more in November. Kind of expected more like holiday stuff. Did I already miss? I feel like I've been reporting on these. Did I miss that there was already like a Thanksgiving kind of thing? I'm not really sure. This is mostly just like mushrooms and maple leaves for crafting stuff. But that's, I don't know, still pretty cool, I guess. Nintendo has also detailed amiibo functionality in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and it is also very basic, just kind of like the bare minimum of what we've come to expect with amiibo functionality in games. I mean, it's basically like Breath of the Wild. Nothing special. You can use a certain number of amiibo per day to get some random like materials and items and weapons and stuff like that. So, you know, nothing too fancy, but it's kind of cool, I guess. It seems that the Super Mario Bros. Game & Watch is shipping with something of a pretty significant language error. I mean, it's not that significant. I mean, it's a bit of a blunder. There's a song in the game, and you can select subtitles, and it seems that the languages are all mixed up based on what you select. You select one, and it gives you the other. You select the other, it gives you a third one. It's actually a little bit funny. I do not believe this is the sort of thing that they are going to be able to fix or update or anything like that, because this is just a little standalone product, but you know, whatever. Not a huge deal, I guess. Just something for the news roundup, you know? Just a little bit of something to throw into the roundup. Speaking of the Game & Watch, people are already hard at work hacking the thing because, I mean, well, it's no surprise to anybody. Anytime Nintendo releases anything like this, people love to tear it apart and see how it works. And it seems that theoretically, this does technically mean that one of these hackers could heroically fix the language error. What a noble thing for one of them to do, if they do. Here's a disappointing story. On Nintendo's website, apparently there was some images for like a Samus Returns screen protector set or something, and people noticed that in an image it looked like someone was playing Samus Returns on their Switch, and people got a little bit excited, but then it really did not take very long at all to realize that this was just promotional image. This was just like a mock-up that someone did, and it had actually been used previously in other promotional materials from the past. So, that didn't last long. Give us one nice rumor. One really nice meaty rumor, something like that. Just something to get my hopes up a little bit before they get dashed on the rocks. That's what I'm hoping for. Anybody got any good just solid rumors I can just pretend are true for a while? That would be nice. I mean, because you know me, solid enough rumor, I will believe it at this point. So I was just about ready to jump on this one, but yeah, no, it's not a thing. In a recent interview with Game Informer, the Pokemon Company came out and kind of explained their reasoning for why they went with DLC instead of a, full third title or sequels with Pokemon Sword and Shield. And really it's simple. They basically just said, we like the idea that people don't have to start all over. They just want to deliver the new content so people can use their pre-existing Pokemon. And I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I certainly prefer that. Even though in a game that, in my opinion, feels so rushed and devoid of interesting content, maybe like a sequel or a third version would kind of like make it a little bit more substantial. That might have been nice in its own way. But at the same time, I don't know, just give them the DLC and be done with it. Move on to the next game, In other Pokemon news, the Pokemon Go home functionality is now live, though apparently they decided at first to kind of limit it to players of a certain level. I don't know, maybe just so it doesn't get overload the servers or whatever. Though apparently transferring Pokemon uses up energy, like a substantial amount of energy, and like the bigger the Pokemon, like the legendaries and stuff take more energy, and it takes like a week to refill your energy unless you want to pay coins, which it sounds like it's a pretty substantial number of coins, which you gotta grind for like kind of a long time or pay a bunch of money for. That's slimy. I'm sorry. That is really, really slimy. People are already buying these games. They're already paying. I mean, I could be mistaken. It seems they are paying for Pokemon Home, right? Like, I know Pokemon Go is like a free app, but like, ugh. I mean, I don't like for balancing, I could see like limiting how often they can do it, putting like a cooldown timer on it, but then to sell them the ability to bypass the timer, that's gross. I'm sorry. That is super gross. I would hop right up on Roberta, my high horse, right now if I weren't in the car and she was off grazing a field somewhere, because I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't really have any other like really good insight here. I just think that's really nasty. It's just a really slimy thing to like limit and then sell back to people. That's a very... I don't want to talk about it anymore. I do not like where Pokemon has been going with some of this stuff. Like when you start to monetize at literally every opportunity, every individual little thing that you could do to squeeze extra money, you do, that's when you know that you have a problem and you are going down a very dark path. I'm done. Let's talk about something else. Game Freak has officially moved into Nintendo HQ. I don't know if this will have any impact on, I don't know, actual development or how the company is run or anything like that, but at the very least, they're in the same building. Their new offices look pretty spiffy. Apparently, they are based off of regions in Kanto, or like Kanto locations. I don't see it. They kind of just look like offices. I mean, they look nice. I don't really see... I don't know. Pokemon Company has also just released a movie trailer for the newest Pokemon movie, Secrets of the Jungle. I don't really have much to say. I mean, it's their movie. We get movies pretty often. That's a really generic name, though. Is that a really generic name to you? I'm not trying to nitpick Pokemon that hard this week. It's not actually a big deal, obviously. It's just Secrets of the Jungle. That doesn't say anything about it. Secrets of the something jungle. I don't know. Just kind of could be a Tarzan movie or like a jungle documentary. I don't know. Metapod sleeping bag. That's a thing. You want to sleep inside a Metapod? There you go. In community news, I would be remiss not to mention that Nintendo Life has turned 15 years of age. I mean, I steal their news every week, so I should probably give them a shout out. Congratulations to them. I've been following them for a very long time now. They're the best darn Nintendo news source on the old internet, if you ask me. And finally, this is Blue. I have had the great pleasure of hanging out with her a good few times now at a couple different cons. And in my book, that makes us permanent best friends forever. And she needs eye surgery so that she will not go effectively blind. This is a very serious thing, so if you want to do her a favor, me a favor, please go check out her GoFundMe. Please consider donating. This is it's a very, very serious issue, and I want her to be able to get the best possible surgery that she can on her eyes. She's also a streamer, by the way, so also go check out her Twitch channel while you're at it. Well, thank you for watching, my friends. Yeah, it was a bit of a slow week. Maybe next week will be a little bit more interesting, but thank you for sticking with me anyway. Are you gonna get that Metapod sleeping bag? Let me know down in the comments. You have a good one.